What's up, my Central Units? It's the Central Man here, back again with another weekly review of NWA Power. This is episode 6. Sorry for not really doing this review yesterday because I'm kind of like celebrating with my cousin's birthday, so I didn't really got the time to watch and review this week's Power yesterday. So I just already watched this week's Power. Today's Thursday, so by time next week will be back to normal. So NWA Power reviews will be on Wednesday, every Wednesday. So this week's Power kicked off with an interview segment with Dave Marquez interviewing the Rock and Roll Express. You know, the Express got really a good pop. You know, they were chanting rock and roll, rock and roll. They're basically putting over Kingston Homicide, the Outlaws Inc. That's right. They're called the Outlaws Inc. I called them the Outlaws last week. Unfortunately, I kind of got their tag team name a bit wrong, but I was kind of right at the same time. But yeah, it's Outlaw Inc. Speaking of Outlaw Inc., they showed up. You basically Rock and Roll Express talking about their tag team title match from the main event later on tonight, and then yeah, you got the Outlaws kind of like putting over the Rock and Roll Express as the greatest tag team of all time. So both tag teams put each other over. So that was the opening segment of this week's Power. So the first match to kick off this week's Power, we got Caleb Connolly taking on Trevor Murdoch. Whew, this was a good opener. Like, one nitpick, you had like I think you had like Murdoch was about to do a charge Connolly into the corner, but Connolly kind of did a weak stomp onto Murdoch. Unfortunately, that was not that good. I don't really call it a botch, but they did like the beginning of the match. They did a battle of the hip toss. Like Murdoch was about to do a second hip toss, but Caleb Connolly countered it into a monkey flip. In the end, Connolly was about to do a springboard dive or a lion salt, but instead, Murdoch got his knees up in time, did the bulldog on the top rope, pin Connolly to get the win. So, yeah, Murdoch is 3-0 in NWA Power. And then we got the second interview segment of this week's Power. You got Joe Gailey interviewing Aaron Stevens. He's dressed up like a pirate, without the with the bandana on his head and the eye patch, just wearing just the pirates clothes. And he said like, I had enough, with the end. I'm quitting NWA, quitting pro wrestling. He's over like the match last week between him and Ricky Starks. Over the 2 hour 3 pinfall match. It said, he got screwed. I'm sick of it. Sick of the NWA. It says I'm doing a new film called Shoot Guns in Malibu. I'm going back to California, not coming back. And also he's getting heckled by fans. Like, the fans were chanting, what's it called? Captain Morgan and na 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye, because because Stevens is leaving. And he's, as my famous words of my great grandfather, kind of referring William Shakespeare. I quit, or no, I bid you farewell. He did a bite my tongue thing. That is basically a Shakespearean swear. This is like 2,000 year before the middle finger and left. So I hope it's a work. I guarantee it's a work. If he quit for real, that I think NWA completely dropped the ball with Aaron Stevens. He's good in the entertaining standpoint. He's really entertaining. Whether it's in he's entertaining in WWE as Damien Sandow. I think I didn't really watch a little bit when he was in TNA as Aaron Rex, but in NWA Power he's entertaining. His new gimmick is he's an actor now, because in real life, Aaron Stevens is pursuing a career in acting. I'm guessing that's a work. This is my first segment of this week's Power. So anyway, that was the second segment. So the second match of this week's Power, we got a women's tag team match. We got Thunder Rosa and Marti Belle, their first match as heels, taking on Crystal Rose and Brooklyn Creed. This was a squash match. In the end, Thunder Rosa got the W. He hit like a double stomp onto, I think it was on Crystal or Brooklyn's back to score the victory. And then afterwards, Dave Marquez interviewing both Marti Belle and Thunder Rosa. And she said, Marti kind of said to Rosa, I don't know you well before, but this is my future. I don't care about my past. And then you got Thunder Rosa. She said everything in Spanish, and then you got Marti Belle translating for her, because they're both Spanish. Marti Belle, I think she's Hispanic, black Hispanic, and Thunder Rosa is just white Hispanic. No, she's not Albano, but she's normal Hispanic, I'm trying to say. She said everything in Spanish, and she said I see a vision, the fire's not extinguished. And then Thunder Rosa said one sentence in English, the Phoenix will come, or is coming. And then Marti Belle says, Allysin Kay, you don't know what is coming. And that was it. That was the end of the third interview segment. I'm not going with the Tony Falk segment, or what. That was just clickbait. That was not even that funny. And then you got like another debuting video package of the question mark. Okay, and then we got like a interview segment with Jane Storm. He said this was last week's national championship match between him and Colt Cabana, when he lost the title back to Colt Cabana. To the ball, he said, he got screwed. I demanded a rematch, but I got better fish to fry. He wants to go after Nick Aldis for the NWA World Championship. The killer. He kind of called him a killer whale. And then you got Colt Cabana. You got Dave Marquez interviewing the new NWA National Champion Colt Cabana. You make a fool out of me for not accepting the rematch for the national championship. He said, I did it with a broken leg. I'm not gonna go in full details of it. I don't really, can't really go in. It's kind of confusing for me. He's not really getting to the point. And he kind of said I'm a fighting champion. And then you got Ricky Starks showing up, says the crocodile leather is precious, but gold is solid, and he kind of left. So I'm guessing he's wants a shot of the national championship. So that could be the next feud for Colt Cabana. Him and Ricky Starks, because Ricky Starks' feud with Aaron Stevens, I'm guessing that's officially over. Who knows? Okay, I'm guessing that's the fourth interview segment of this week's Power. Then we got the third match of this week's Power. We got Dan Park, Big D, taking on the Question Mark. This is his first debut match of Power. This was another squash match. He did this type of uppercut. It's kind of similar to Umaga's Samoan Spike. It was kind of like a free finger uppercut to hit on Dan Parker to win this match. And then we got it was supposed to be they bring up Camille. I'm guessing Camille is about to say something, but instead Eli Drake. You got Dave Marquez interviewing Eli Drake. I'm not gonna go in full details of it, but he kind of disking Camille because not, and also disking Nick Aldis because not letting Camille speak because he doesn't want the truth to come out. he kind of put himself over, saying like a real man's gonna go after, is breathing down Nick Aldis's neck. One man is gonna get the £10 of gold, and then you got like the tag team champions, that is Tommy Latimer and Royce Isaacs, the wild card. And then you got Tommy Latimer says, "Keep your bloody nose out of my business or our business." And then and then basically you had Royce Isaacs contradict what Latimer says. He said, "Keep our nose in our business." And then you got Mr. Anderson showing up. I'm a guy. It was kind of weird. It's like I'm a guy. You know, you don't need to look to a mirror or say it 3 times. Hey Eli, say my name. He kind of whispered his name, Anderson. I don't know what it's all about. We have to wait until next week. That was the 3rd match. Then that was the 4th interview segment. This is the 5th and final interview segment. We got Joe Gailey interviewing the NWA World Champion Nick Aldis. He said like, "I'm getting sick and tired for people bitching." He did not say bitching. That was me. He kind of like sick of people like moaning, asking for opportunities, and he said like, "Oh, you know, the NWA doesn't own you anything. The fans don't own you anything. You have to earn it in the ring." And he also says it was giving what's it called, Dory Funk Jr. the Luthes Award. It was me and the late great Holly Rays, both standing with both our championships side by side. And he said like, I will be at ringside in the main event match with no interference and shenanigans. And speaking of the main event match, here comes our main event match. Main event match, we got the NWA World Tag Team Championships on the line. The tag team champions, the wild card, that is Tommy Latimer and Royce Isaacs, defending the belts against the Outlaw Inc. That is Eddie Kingston and Homicide. This was match of the night for me. Like 1 month of the match, basically it was start with a brawl, and then you got the heel tag team really ganging up on Eddie Kingston. Like you had members of the wild card, I think it was Latimer, kind of like cheap shot Eddie Kingston like with a punch, and then choking him onto the bottom turnbuckle, and then the match kind of paced up a little bit, like 1 moment of the match, like Eddie Kingston was about to do a he was about to do a suplex, but instead he kind of tweaked his knee, and then he had Latimer kind of work on the injured leg of Kingston. In the end, the wild card did that. It wasn't really a combo. Like you had, I think one thrown Homicide off the ring, very close, colliding between the world champion Nick Aldis, because he was at ringside, because it makes sure there's no shenanigans. You had Latimer hit the pop-up powerbomb onto Kingston, and then you got Isaac Royce. He hit like a, what's it called? The announcers call it hush money. This is kind of like a full Nelson suplex onto Kingston to win and retain the NWA World Tag Team Championships. And the ending was super fucking weird. Like both you got Jane Storm coming out, Colt Cabana, Mr. Anderson, the Dawsons. Yeah, this was so fucking weird, and that really ends this week's Power. So. Anyway, besides that, I think this week's Power was good. I think the wrestling was not there yet. Sorry, y'all. I was about to get a drink of water. So anyway, the ending was so weird. You had Nick Aldis, Jane Storm, Mr. Anderson, Colt Cabana, the Dawsons. Yeah, it was kind of like a confrontation. And Eli Drake showed up. Colt Cabana showing up. It was kind of like very weird. Camille showed up. So, I'm not going to go into it. So, anyway, this week's Power was good. Match of the night is basically the tag team title match. Best segment for me is Aaron Stevens quit. So that's my NWA Power review. Hope you enjoy it. Leave a thoughts, comments below, smash the like button, and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. We'll be back next Wednesday for my another review of NWA Power.